Okay, all right. Okay, so I've shared my screen, and in this class, we are going to discuss the sixth chapter of the O-level math syllabus, that is ordering. Okay. Now, ordering is very, very simple, but when it comes to past paper questions, we just have a small challenge there. We will be talking about multiple past paper questions which are related to this topic. It's just a 1 mark question, but still, obviously, the examiner would ask you certainly, so it's important to discuss this. Okay. Now, ordering is basically this, that in maths, we have two types of orders, right? We have ascending order and then we have descending order. In ascending order, we are writing down the smallest number first, and then we just, go from smallest to the largest. And in descending order, we are writing down the largest number first, and the order is from the largest to the smallest. So these are the two types of orders, and the examiner would make it very, very clear if you are supposed to write the smallest number first or the largest number first. For example, if we look at the very first example, it says, arrange the following numbers in order starting with the smallest. So if you're starting with the smallest, you will be basically going from smallest to largest. Okay. So this is going to be the question type. Now, the difficult part is that the numbers that the examiner would give you would not be very straightforward, right? The numbers would be a bit complicated. You need to write them down. You need to convert the given numbers into uh, an easily understandable number, just so we are able to compare numbers. Okay. Let's talk about the first example, first question. It's a past paper question. And then things would become clear. Okay. We have these three numbers, this one, and this one. First of all, I will write them down in a way that I can understand it easily. Okay. Now, I will be explaining a few things in the beginning, and then it would get clear with time. Okay. The first one is, my is here now. The first one is 0.034 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3. So I can write it as 1 divided by 10 to the power 3. Okay. It is in the numerator. It has negative power. I can take it to the denominator with a positive power. It is a rule in maths, and it would get clear once we talk about powers and stuff like that. But ordering comes first, and then that chapter comes. I just wanted to go in this sequence. Okay. So this is the very first number. Now, I can write it as 0.034 divided by 10 to the power 3. 10 to the power 3 means 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. That would be 1000. Okay. So this is the decimal. I am dividing this number by 1000. It has 3 digits. So I will be moving this decimal 1, 2, 3 decimal places to the left. So I can write it as 0.0000034. 1 0, another 0, and another 0. Okay. So I can write this number this way. It would make more sense. I would be able to understand it easy. Okay. Those who have just joined, I'll quickly explain. This is the sixth chapter of the O-level math syllabus, that is ordering. We just have two type of orders. It could be ascending, it could be descending. This time around, the question says, arrange the following numbers in order starting with the smallest. So when you are starting with the smallest, it would basically be from smallest to largest, and it is going to be the ascending order basically, right? So this is the idea behind this chapter, and we will be discussing past paper questions directly. Okay. All right. So I can write 0.034 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3 as this. Okay. Now we would not be wasting this much time. This is 10 power minus 6. So I will be moving this decimal 6 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would become, so I can write it as 0.00003 3, 7. And I can write this number as we have -5. Whenever you will be having -5, we will move the decimal to the left. Where it would be +5, we will move the decimal to the right. I will explain this concept in detail. For now, just know whenever we have a negative power, I will be moving this decimal 5 units to the left side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would become 0.00000042. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is how we need to write it down. All right, so I've written these three numbers in a way that is more understandable and I can understand it easily. Let's just make sure if we have written it correctly. We have -3 here, so this decimal would move 3 units. So we have 3 zeros, then 6. We would be having 4 zeros because we already had 2 digits. So we have 4 zeros and then 5. So for this one, we need to have 1 0 here. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, which number is the smallest? It's very obvious. The smallest number is 0.00000042. This one is the smallest. Then the second smallest is, we have 0.0000, 0.000. This part is same. Then we have 3. Then we have 3. And here we have 4. And here we have 3. So what do you think? Which number is the second smallest number? Is it A or B? Yes. Very good, Umayza. It's B. Okay. So this one would be 2 and this one would be 3. Okay. So once we are done with the easy understanding of it, next I am just supposed to write down the actual numbers, not what I did for my understanding. Okay. So it would be 0.42 multiplied by 10 to the power -5. Then it would be 33.7 multiplied by 10 to the power -6, and it would be 0.034 multiplied by 10 to the power -3. So it's simple. The examiner has clearly mentioned smallest here, so I would be writing down the smallest number. The statement, the numbers that we have in the question originally are not very easy to understand, so I need to convert them to understandable forms. This was 0.42 multiplied by 10 power -5. The decimal would move 5 decimal places to the left, and so after that, these were the numbers we got. It's very clear that the last one was basically the smallest number. And for the second and third one, in order to understand that, I can see we have 4 zeros, we have 4 zeros, we have 3 and we have 3, and then we have 4, but here we have 3. That is why this is 2 is smaller than 3. Okay, so I've written 2 here and then I've written 3 here. Any confusions with this? Please tell me. At times students find it a bit confusing. Please be honest and tell me if you have understood this or not.
Yes, ma'am. But in the part where you wrote the answers in the bottom, how did you arrange them like from smallest to biggest?
Okay, since I wrote these equivalent numbers over here, okay, and I know this would be the smallest, so I wrote this first. Okay, then I could see that this is the second smallest, so I wrote this number over here, and then this was the largest number, so I wrote this in the end, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right. I think I've understood. It's ascending to descending, basically, right? Yes, it's basically the ascending order. Okay, it's the ascending order. हम सबसे छोटे number से we are going to the largest number, so it's from smallest to largest. It would get clear, very clear with the coming questions. Let's talk about the next one, and then you would be able to understand it easily. Now, in every question, you would be able to understand this very easily if the order is ascending or descending. That is not the issue. The examiner is again clearly telling you that you need to write down the smallest number. The issue is the interpretations of these numbers that he is giving you. Okay, so again, 2 power 5 is basically 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So it's 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2. So it's 4 multiplied by 8. So it's 32. This paper and these questions are coming in paper 1. You would not be using your calculator. So please make sure for now do every calculation without calculator. Okay. So 2 power 5 is basically 32. 5 power 2 is 5 multiplied by 5. So it would be 25. What is the cube root of 1000? It's very easy. Very good. Well done. I know that I can write down 1000 as 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. And I can write it as 10 cubed power 3. So this and this would be cancelled and I would left with 10. And what is 27 power 0? Always remember in maths, whenever you have 0 as the power, it is going to give you 1. Okay. Every number that has 0 in its power would be 1. It could be 1000 power 0. It could be 1 billion power 0. Very good. It's going to be 1. Okay. Well done. It would be 1. It would be 1 because this is basically a rule. For example, I'll tell you, if you have 27 power 1, it would be 27. Okay. If you have 27 power 2, you do 27 multiplied by 27. But if you have 27 power 0, you cannot multiply 27 0 times. So in general, it is a rule. And according to that rule, it is 1. Another, you would, okay, let me explain it right now then. Another interpretation of this is, I'm just answering a student who has asked me a question. We know that 27 power 1 divided by 27 power 1 gives us 1. Okay. If I am interested in writing it down mathematically, I can write it 27 power 1. It's being multiplied with 27 power minus 1. Here the power is positive, and when I will take it to the numerator, it would become -1. And in maths, when bases are same, 27 and 27 powers are added. So it would be 1 minus 1 and it would give you 27 power 0. I know this would not be very easily understandable for now because we did not discuss this chapter. But since one of the students asked me that why 27 power 0 is 1, so this is basically a simple proof, right? But do not worry. When we will go to that chapter, I promise you I will explain this in detail. Okay, for now, there's no need to discuss this. This would just confuse you. Okay. All right, we will be discussing this in the indices chapter. Okay. All right, so this is going to give me 1. Okay, now it's very simple. I can easily see which is the smallest number, which is the largest number. So 1 is the smallest number, but I won't be writing down 1. I would be writing down this number. It is 27 power 0. Then 10 is the second smallest number. So I would be writing down the cube root of 1000. Then it's 25. So I would be writing down 5 squared. And then it's 32. So I would be writing down 2 power 5. So this is something we need to understand. Most of the times the examiner would ask you to, write it down from the smallest to largest. But we need to understand that order would be clear, right? You would be certainly able to understand कि आपने smallest से largest पे जाना है, or if you'll be going from largest to smallest. That is not the issue. The issue is you need to convert the given numbers into a form that is more easily understandable. Okay. All right. So this would be the answer for this one. Any confusions in this question? Please tell me honestly if you were able to understand this or not.
Yes, understandable.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Nosharwan, Umaiza, Urva, and Muiz. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Acha, let's talk about the next question, because since we discussed fractions, percentages yesterday, so I would want you guys to give it a try and then I will tell you how to do it. Okay. Please try doing this.
We did this yesterday, so I already know the answer.
It's okay. It's okay. You can just, wait and the other students can think about it. This would help you revise percentages, fractions, and decimals. Okay, take your time and then tell me the answer.
Can I do it in chat?
Yes, 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 definitely. Take 1 to 2 minutes and then just tell me the answer. I know typing would take time. So what you can do is I'll just number them 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just answer me this way. Yes, Muis, it says starting with the smallest. Okay, so it means we will be going from the smallest to the biggest. Okay. Very well done, Taha. All right, and what about the other students? Please try doing it quickly. I'm waiting. Acha, the order is from smallest to largest, okay? Urva, make sure that you are answering for smallest to largest. Smallest सबसे छोटे वाला number पहले आएगा and then we will gradually go to the largest. सबसे पहले the smallest number. We discussed the negative number thing yesterday. If you have a number, let's say -3 and -2, -3 is smaller than -2, okay? If the number is big and it has a negative sign, it's opposite for negative numbers. -4 is smaller than -3. Although 4 is greater than 3, but -4 is smaller than -3. So you need to understand this. Okay, 3 answers are correct, 2 answers are wrong. Let's discuss this, okay? Its smallest, I will be writing down the smallest number, but I'm not sure about it for now. So I need to write down understandable forms. Okay. 74% means 74%. I'm dividing it by 100, so I can write it as 0.74. It's negative 0.7. It's 0.7 with a dot on it. That means 0.77777777. Okay, so it's okay if I'm writing 4 sevens. And then minus 3 by 4. So it's 3 here, it's 4 here, I need decimal, it's 30, it's 7, 28, then it's 2. Again a 0, so 4 into 5 is 20, and then it's 0, so it would be negative 0.75. Now students, we are looking for the smallest number. You cannot say that the smallest number is negative 0.7, no. The smallest number is basically going to be one of the negative numbers, and that number that has bigger value. 0.7 and 0.75 both are negative, but minus 0.75 is the smallest. Why? 1 second. We'll write it here later on. Why? Because if I look at the number line, this would be 0, this would be negative 0.5, this would be negative 0.7, and then it would be somewhere here negative 0.75. So since negative 0.75 is coming on the left side of negative 0.7, we need to understand if a number is coming on the left side, it would be smaller. Okay, so for negative numbers, it's other way around. Minus 100 is less than minus 1. Minus 200 is less than minus 100. Okay, it's opposite with the negative numbers. All right, so we are clear with the idea now. So let's start organizing them. The smallest number would be this one, then the second smallest would be this one, then the third smallest, and then the largest, basically, right? So it is minus 3 by 4 because it's this one. Then it's negative 0.7. Then it's 74%. And then it is 0.7 with a dot. One second. Why is 0.75 smaller? Okay, I'll tell you. It is smaller because it is coming with a negative sign. Okay, this is the difference. It's coming with a negative sign. If you look at the number line, yes, 0.75 is certainly greater than 0.7. I agree. But it's not positive 0.75. It's negative 0.75. Okay. That is the difference. This is my number line. It's 0. I have 1, 2, 3. I have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. So I told you yesterday as well. Minus 2 is greater than minus 3. Minus 2, yes, and then minus 1 is greater than minus 2. It's opposite with the negative signs. जो number जितना बड़ा होगा और जितना negative होगा वो उतना ही छोटा होगा. Okay, this is what you need to understand. Yes, you would get used to it. Don't worry, it's simple. Okay, negative 10 is smaller than negative 5. Just get used to the number line and imagine if you have two numbers, for example, negative 0.75 and negative 0.7. So negative 0.75 would be written on the left side of 0.7. For example, we have 0 here. If this is negative 0.7, then this would be negative 0.75. Okay. So since it is coming on the left side of negative 0.7, that is why it is smaller. So always remember, जो number जितना बड़ा होगा negative होगा वो उतना ही छोटा होगा. Minus 1000 is smaller than minus 100 or even minus 1. Okay. Are we okay with the concept?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So I hope that it's clear then. Okay. 1 second. All right. Okay. So I hope we are good with this one. Okay. Acha. Taha, are you trying to write something? Okay. All right. This is basically the next question. Okay. Write these numbers in order of size starting with the smallest. Now यहाँ पे कोई भी negative नहीं है, तो don't worry about it, Rumaiza. I'll discuss this personally with you. Don't worry, okay? This issue would be resolved. For now, this is the question that you guys need to try. Again, you need to go from the smallest number to the largest number, but on its own, we would not be able to understand it very, very easily. So you need to convert these numbers into decimal numbers first, and then you can just, make direct comparisons and then just write them down in the correct order. So again, I'll be writing it down this way. It's 1, it's 2, this one is 3, and this one is 4. Please try doing it on your own for now, and then I'll tell you how to do it. Yes, take 1 more minute. Acha, I'll help you with the interpretation of these numbers, okay? And then you can try to. Acha, I got one message. Let me see. All right, okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. क्या होगा इसमें? Okay, I'll be erasing these now. ठीक है? सबसे पहले we need to convert this form to a form that is easily understandable. Okay. 2.1 multiplied by 10 power minus 3. It's minus 3. So I told you the decimal would move 3 units to the left. Okay. So 1 unit, another unit, and then another unit. Okay. So the decimal would come here. So we would have 1 0 and then another 0. So it would be 0.0021. Okay. I can write down 2.1 multiplied by 10 power minus 3 as 0.0021. Okay. Yes. The next one is 4.2 multiplied by 10 power minus 4. In order to convert it into an understandable form, I have minus 4. I am telling you, whenever you would be having negative power, we need to move the decimal 4 units to the left now. So 1 unit, another unit, third unit, and fourth unit. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it would become 0.00042. Okay. I'm just writing down equivalent versions of these numbers that is more understandable. Then it's 1.7 multiplied by 10 power minus 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it would become 0.000017. Okay. And then the last one would become, please try doing it. It's minus 4. So this decimal would move 4 units to the left. Okay. 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. So 0, 0, 0, and it would become 0.00035. Okay. Now we need to compare which number is greater and which number is smaller. So we are looking for the smallest number. 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 3 zeros. This is the smallest number. This is number 1. Okay. Then the second smallest, we will be looking for the 301. Okay. And then this is 4 and we have 3. So obviously this one is smaller, right? And then we have 3 zeros and we have 2 zeros here. So this is the third one and this is the largest number. So one was 1.7 multiplied by 10 power minus 5. Then 2 is 3.5 multiplied by 10 power minus 4. Then the third one is 4.2 multiplied by 10 power minus 4. And then the last one is 2.1 multiplied by 10 power minus 3. 0. Yes, but Moise, you have written this in the descending order. Okay, descending order is from the greatest to smallest. For now, we need to write down the smallest number. Okay, so this is going to be the order. Yes, any confusions with this one?
No confusions, but you didn't check
No,
my
ma'am.
answer.
1 second, I'm really sorry. Taha. Very good. 3.5. 5. Excellent. Very well done, Taha. Very good. I'm sorry, actually, I was having so many messages that I just wanted to, first do it on my own, and then I have checked your message, and it's correct. Very good. Muiz, yes, it's not right. Why? Because you have done it in the descending order. Okay? Descending order is from the largest to the smallest. You were supposed to write down the smallest number. And secondly, you have written the decimal interpretations. You have just written the way we have interpreted the numbers. You are supposed to write it down the way the examiner is giving you. 0.0021 is for my understanding. I would not be writing down 0.0021. I need to write down 2.1 multiplied by 10 power minus 3. Okay. So we need to be careful with this. We need to make sure that we write down in the way the examiner is giving us. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, great. Acha. So we have one last question. And again, first of all, I would want all of you to try it out, and then I will tell you how to do it. Okay, because obviously practice is important. So you need to think about it. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and 4. Okay, I'm just writing down these numbers just so you can use this to answer me.
Okay, done.
All right, let's see. All right, very good. Well done. Okay, all right. So, okay, I'm getting so many answers. Let's see के actual answer क्या है, ठीक है? सबसे पहले, please let's be clear about it that when the examiner is clearly telling you that here you need to write down the smallest number, so there should not be any confusions. Okay, this I will be erasing this for now. This one is 0.38. Then 9 divided by 25. I need to convert it. This is 25. I will be writing down the decimal. This would give me 90. Okay, then I need to see 25 multiplied by 3 gives me 75. So it would be 75. Then I am going to get 15. 15 is less than 25, another 0, and 25 into 6 is 150. Okay. So I would get 0.36. Then this one is 0.4. And similarly, you can again use the long division method to convert 7 divided by 20 to a fraction, to decimal, and it would be 0.35. Okay. Now the smallest number is 0.35. It's 1. Okay. Then the second smallest is 0.36. It's 2. then it's 0.38, and then it's 0.4. Okay, now please, I don't think this should be confusing, but just for the sake of completeness, I suppose that all of you would be knowing that 0.4 is greater than 0.35. Please do not think of it as if it's 4 and if it's 35. No, after decimal places, we need to compare the numbers directly. If we have 4 here and if we have 3 here, this number is certainly greater than 0.3. Okay, so we are just supposed to compare the numbers directly and not exactly what we are getting. So if I write it down in the sequence, it would be 7 by 20, then it would be 9 by 25, then it would be 0.38, and then it's going to be 0.4. So this is going to be the correct answer. Okay, yes, you were right, Umaisa. That's correct. Okay, very good. Well done. And Moise. Okay, Moise, 0.4 would come at the end. Okay, now you know that 0.4 is the greatest number because every number has a 3 here, but it has a 4 here. Okay, so if we compare them, 0.4 is the greatest number. Yes, are we clear with this? Please tell me if you have understood this or not.
Yes.
All the students?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, all right. So I'll quickly sum it up. In this class, we have discussed ordering. It could be ascending, it could be descending. For now, we have just seen the ascending examples. Okay, and I'm sure that most of the times the examiner would be asking you to write it down from the smallest to the largest. Okay, one thing that you need to make sure is when he's telling you to write down the smallest, please write down the smallest. The second thing, in the beginning, if you look at the question directly, you would not be able to understand if 0.38 is greater or if 9 by 25 is greater. You need to write them down in the same way just so we can compare them. Okay, so for fractions, we know how to convert a fraction to decimal. That is easy. Okay, the third thing, if we have negative numbers, just know if you have negative sign with a number and if that number is greater, for example, negative 0.75 and negative 0.7. Now 0.75 is greater than 0.7. I agree. But negative 0.75 is less than 0.7. So it is other way around. Actually, 0.75 is greater than 0.7. But for negative numbers, it's other way around. Okay. And then the third thing is, whenever you would be having numbers in this type, in this way, so if you have -3, the decimal would move 3 units to the left. From -4, 3 units to the left. From -5, 5 units to the left. From -4, 4 units to the left. Okay, this is what we need to understand. So these were a few past paper questions from this chapter that we had to discuss, and that is it. Okay, so we are done with the 6th chapter as well. If you have any confusions, any queries, anything that you would not able to understand, you can ask me right now, or you can ask me directly on
No.
WhatsApp. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's clear. I'll be